One of the big things in life is that we tend to make our careers who we are. And we tend to judge ourselves very heavily based on said career. Now, I know some people do that with hobbies. Some people do that with family. But here's the thing, especially for men, we tend to make our career everything. I was talking to my good friend Jeff Compton the other day, and he said it was like his manhood to him. It was that important to him. One of the things that we find, especially in the automotive space, is there's a lot of different facets of the automotive space. There's dealership, there's independent, there's used car and fleet. And so a lot of folks come into the space and have an expectation that it's all the same. And they've built their ego, they've built their personality, they've built their opinions, they've built everything about themselves around this career. And often they switch facets of the career and find out, hey, I'm not so hot at this part. Now listen, I get it. I understand why it's such a big deal. We want to feel good at things. We want to feel needed. We want to feel like we have a purpose, like we have a reason for being here. But if you find yourself in that situation where you've had to make a switch, where you've made a change, and you're not as strong as you were, don't look at that as a reason to shut down. Don't look at that as a reason to give up. It's not just an auto repair, right? It's everything in life. When you get to the point you don't feel like you're hitting the mark, like you're accomplishing the things you need to accomplish, like you're not good at what it is that you do, the most important thing for you to do is not give up. I get that it's frustrating. I get that it can be heartbreaking. But here's the thing. If we stay in that one facet, we never grow. We never develop. We never get better. But if we'll allow ourselves to suck, if we'll allow ourselves to go through that pain of not being the top dog, that's where we'll grow. That's where we'll develop. That's where we will transform into the better version of ourselves. You see, so many people don't get into that uncomfortable zone. They don't get into the spot that sucks. They don't get into the zone where it doesn't feel nice because you're not the expert anymore after being the expert for so many years. But the reality is that if you're always the expert, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You're not developing. You're not growing. You're not learning. You're stuck. And see, life is short. I think a lot of people struggle to find purpose. I think a lot of people struggle to find meaning. They get up, they go to work, and they do the same thing day after day after day. It's one of the reasons with the shop, we always talk about the fact what is important to us is the meaning piece, is the something bigger than yourself piece. It's because money fades, material things fade, but the relationships and the experiences you build in life, they stay with you forever. In fact, they don't just stay with you, they stay with your family. They stay with the lessons that you pass down throughout life. And so if you're in a spot where you don't feel like you're winning, you're in a spot where you don't feel like you're excelling at something that's important to you, don't just give up. Persist. Keep pushing. I get it's uncomfortable. Nobody likes to be uncomfortable, sure. But if from time to time you're not uncomfortable, you better be questioning if you're growing or not. You guys have a good one.